not want to make people say uncle by the pressure. You do not want to do that. What you want to do, you want to put your hand on somebody's neck, you want to rest your hands on the neck. Just rest it. What you're looking for is to cut the blood circulation. Now, when I talk about this, I'm talking about a female that wants to learn Jiu-Jitsu, and it has to be dealing with somebody who's twice her size. Like a Grandmaster Gracie developed Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil to fight little guys against somebody twice the size. If you guys go back in the early days, that's how we used to do those no-holds bar. It was no weight category, it was no weight limit. We just, who are we gonna fight? Oh, it's this guy. How much you weigh? Who cares? It's 250. Okay. And you fight, and you're 150 pounds, and you give the guy 100 pounds. Well, the only way you can do this if you start to understand Jiu-Jitsu from the beginning. You have to understand from the beginning. You cannot fight equal to equal. You cannot be knucklehead and try to fight equal against somebody 50 pounds heavier than you. So basically, when you understand how to, going back to the choke we just did right now, if you do a choke by the book, everything's perfect by the book, but you have somebody with a neck. How many guys got a good neck here? Good thick neck that doesn't tap too much in choke? Like, how many guys have a good, well-respected neck? Well, you can find a lot of good respected neck that people that you can put it on and the guy resists, eventually tap, but he resists a lot. Well, for a female or anybody who's a small person, don't get me wrong, you're not going to be able to make the guy say uncle for the pressure. So you have to understand how to buy time. When you put your hand on somebody's neck, most important is the time has to be by your side. So let me try to explain this to you a little. That's true too. You gotta see if that works. So I'm here. I got two hands on the neck. Let me just put two hands on the neck right there, very nicely. And now I'm gonna try to go ahead and just apply. I'm gonna apply a fast choke here, and you resist as much as you can over there. When you feel better, just tap. But I'm gonna apply a fast choke. That's muscle. So that works, right? That works there. Now I'm going to try to do a slow choke. You tell me if there's anything different. Right?
Don't go towards the light.
Tell me how you felt at the second choke. Tell me.
It comes on, but it's a little slower. For me, I start to get tinkles around the eyes. Right? The first time, a little faster, boom, I knew it was coming. Second time, it's like, and then, so for me, the telltale is my eyes. I start, I better tap or I might be going.
That's what I'm talking about here. So what happened is, anytime you go for a choke that you can put it on, powerful choke, well, somebody has a good neck, he's going to be able to resist a little bit. And now imagine if I'm a female, I don't have a good grips, I have a guy that I gotta do, but he's 50 pounds heavier than me, he's bigger, younger, big neck. I wanna try to make him say uncle. Instead of me to try to muscle him, my goal should be just to adjust and keep the pressure as long as I can. So I'm not gonna try to tap nobody by the pressure, but I wanna tap everyone by the timing. I wanna put my money on the clock, not on the muscle. When I put money on the clock, I cut your blood circulation, and you can be 300 pounds bigger than me, but the moment the circulation goes here, you fall asleep. So for female, for small person, for young guy, we need to understand how much pressure you want to put in a choke, how much effort you want to put in a choke. You want to just squeeze like crazy, and the guy just look at you and say, honey, it's no big deal, honey, I can take this. Let's do it again. Try again. But now your hands are tired, I can resist even more. Or you can be sneaky, put your hand on somebody's neck and don't squeeze. Bring it down to your body, lift your pelvis up a little bit, and let the clock work in your favor. So my advice for you guys, always work with the clock. Always. Because you never know how strong you're gonna be, for how long. And think about this, you wanna develop Jiu-Jitsu for longevity, right? Do you think a 92 years old man will have a lot of muscle to choke you like this? Or he has enough smart leverage to drive the body in between and leave there? A 92 years old man, that's what he's going to be doing, right? He's not going to be doing pull-ups, right? He's not going to be doing push-ups. So he's not going to be choking like this, right? So what he's going to do? He's going to just drive the pelvis aside and wait until your blood circulation slow down, and you have to say up. So all you guys, you have to develop this now, because if you don't develop this now, you're going to be 9 years old like this, squeezing, but you're not going to squeeze nothing because there's no muscle behind, and the problem is the habit that you develop. Can you imagine how much headache until you get 92? From now until 9 years old, and you're on the mat every day. Can you imagine how much headache you're going to have? Just think about that. Now imagine somebody who understands Jiu-Jitsu in the beginning and decide to be playful and decide to understand the technique, decide to polish out the technique. When all the technique is polished, you just apply and you hold on. So you're no longer using muscle, you're using strategy. You know, my strategy, like, number one, I don't want to burn my hands. Number two, I don't want to see you defending. So I want to create angles that you cannot defend. So let me ask you a question. You guys remember the squeeze the bread? Lay down here, please. Okay, one second. Now lay down in the guard. Now 2 hands on the neck. Go ahead, 1, 2. Okay, now slow motion, squeeze the bread, and defend the choke. Go ahead, defend the choke. You guys remember this? Squeeze the bread, right? Now 1 hand on the neck, 2nd hand on the neck. Now stretch your body. Stretch your body, stretch, stretch. Now squeeze the bread. Oh! I can't believe that. How come that it can be possible that way?
Bad angles.
Bad angle. The angle is bad now. So when the guy in the bottom starts to understand Jiu-Jitsu a little bit different, the guy in the top doesn't have too much tools. We lose our tools. We lose our possibility to survive them. So what you gotta do on the bottom is make sure the guy in the top never uses good Jiu-Jitsu towards you. Those are games you gotta be playing. And this is very friendly. When you guys come to the school, you develop this in the school, very friendly. But what it does, develop a little sixth sense in your mind. I want to understand Jiu-Jitsu instead of just doing it. I want to try to discover mechanics. I want to study body mechanics. I want to study anatomy. I want to see why this guy here, when he put the choke and he stretches his body, why he's more effective than when he's like this, choke like that. You know, the leg. Why when he stretches his body is more effective? Well, for 2 reasons. Number one, the angle of the guy in the top to defend is no longer there. You cannot do the squeeze the bread no more, because instead of the squeeze the bread at 90 degrees, you're gonna be doing the squeeze the bread like this.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. So when you guys start to understand this, Jiu-Jitsu start to make sense and it's simple, and you can always go back and play. Be more playful on the mat. You can share this with other people, and pretty soon everybody's doing good mechanics. When you have a bunch of guys, a group of people doing good mechanics, we all get spoiled. When you get spoiled in Jiu-Jitsu, we are going to be looking for finessing every mechanic. Now, the instructors, the people who's here teaching class, all the instructors, all the black belts, man, we have now a bunch of guys that are good believers in good finesse, and finesse comes with respect. That's what the VKG. Respect is something we need to bring to the mat. When you guys are training, it's not a place for us to play around too much. You have to keep the highest respect as possible on the mat, because you are so close contact, physical-wise. Because if you lack respect, now it's a club, and a club who play for here, play for there. That's not a good idea to have a good school. A good school has good respect, good discipline. Everybody comes to the mat, everybody respect, everybody study mechanics, everybody practice those moves. And now your games is going to skyrocket up. It's going to go up so much faster. That means everybody got to skyrocket too. Everybody got to bring the games up to the task, because our game's getting better. It's so easy for you to fight against somebody who doesn't know Jiu-Jitsu. But when people start to understand Jiu-Jitsu, we need to understand Jiu-Jitsu too. Like this, we can have intellectual conversation with our bodies. They kind of make sense what I'm talking about here? Can you imagine that longevity can kick in very easily if you guys do that? Now, if you don't do this, you're just going to be wrestling. You're just going to be grappling. And as you can see, how many wrestling at 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old? How many times you guys go to school and you see a 40 years old, 50 years old wrestling, practice everyday wrestling? don't see it, huh? But in Jiu-Jitsu, you see it. So the key for all you guys, you have to buy longevity, by understanding, be playful, come to the mat, and try to discover all those little things. There's nothing hard there. It's just easy things. You want to do the armbar too?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we have another question here that happened. You want to come here? You want to do the thing? Basically, you want to bring the question in front of us.
So if he's got the wrap choke and somebody's defending the choke and they're over off the side, how to set up for the armbar from here?
So think about this. I'm like this. I'm trying to get for the armbar. I have the neck. I have the handle on the belt, but I don't have the angle. And for me to get this angle, very, very tricky. Well, what I can do here in this case, I can use my left leg and put my left foot right on the hips, and I use my left knee and I isolate the tricep up. So I put this leg here right behind your tricep. When you try to move your tricep with your arm back, it's stuck right there in my leg. So I use this control here to maintain your arm. It's no longer your neck now. My left leg goes to maintain this arm here. And my goal here now, instead to have my left hand really deep on the neck, I go and I slide my hand a little bit down. So my right hand comes a little bit down, where I can turn, and I can create a little angle. So now I'm punching the neck here. I put a little punch over there on the neck, until I can bring my right leg over here. Right here. When that happens, I see this arm there. You think about, man, this arm can escape. I bite this, and my goal here is trap that, I stretch, and I bring my leg right here. When this leg go here, I pass the other one over, and I bite right there. When I bite the face there, I bring my left hand and I grab the thumb with my two little fingers right there. So I grab this thumb over here where he cannot twist no more. My other hand goes right underneath, C-clamp, and I bite and I put my elbow on the ground. Right there. And I start stretching the leg here. Now I can bring the other leg in. That should be I keep my left foot right there on underneath of the jaw, and the armbar right here. Right there. And if I want to do a bad armbar, the guy is tight, I keep this tight on my body and I move my pelvis up. So one is to go here, the other one is go there. My advice for you guys, practice both. One time, you have to go here, because I have leverage here. Look at the leverage I have here. I can bring my elbow right to my thighs over here. Now this is a good leverage here. So it's okay to apply there. But the other one, stretch over there. It's another good one too. And the other one, pelvis. So you guys gotta feel all those three possibilities of choke there, or choke armbar. So I'm over here, I go there, try to go over here, and I feel this arm here punch my armpit. Anytime I punch my armpit, I wanna control his tricep up. Right there, and I trap this down. From here, I slide my hand, go right for the neck, I move, bring my knee inside. Yeah, I can be here. My advice for you guys, now try to move a little bit. So you do a move and let the guy try to move, now move a little bit. Move a little bit. Move a little bit. Because we discover everything. Now look at this. I go there, thumb, grab, move a little bit. That's how we can play Jiu-Jitsu. Now go. So for the whole entire time, you can put the move and you tell the guy, can you just try to shake a little bit? Can you move a little bit there? Can you help me out? So he's helped me out to discover the angles. Because if he can move, I'm doing something to open up, and I'm giving a little slack here. So he said, oh, I feel freedom over here. I feel freedom over there. I feel I'm loose over here. That's how you guys gotta talk. That way, you guys are having intellectual conversation with your body. And that's the way for everybody here to grow. Because you grow, not because you have fear, because you want to beat or you want to win the fight. No, I want to understand your body anatomy. I want to understand everything that is possible that your body can do against me. And it doesn't matter who's the person it is. You never associate the person with the belt, with the size. You always want to have a different kind of bodies and different size. Tall, small, wide, short, whatever the body it is, you want to practice and you want to stop over there and tell the guy, hey, move a little bit. And you hold on so you can maintain the position. Now you start to understand body anatomy. Now you guys can have a good body conversation. Just think about that, guys. When you think about body conversation, 100% of the people who walk in our Jiu-Jitsu Academy, they have no idea what we're talking about. 100% of the people. So a body conversation, it is like a way for you guys to discover Jiu-Jitsu, where this body moves, the other body moves, so most bodies are talking. A black belt, I guess a white belt, the black belt's talking, the white belt doesn't even know how to say A, E, I, or U, and start to have an argument. So that's the discrepancy. So a brand new guy who just walk in the room, you don't want to be putting him on the mat and sparring and training him. You're just going to develop a nightmare for the guy. And some guys will survive that, like those guys here, like myself. If you see every color belt here, you guys are survivors. Because a normal person would quit Jiu-Jitsu right in the first year. Right in the beginning. How many times you guys see people quit Jiu-Jitsu here before? Right? And the reason we quit, because we get discouraged, we get demoralized, we get hurt. We get hurt physically, morally, we get hurt everywhere. And we still have to pay to do that. Just think about it. I remember going down to Ellie Grace School. It was not cheap. It was very, very, and I said, man, I'm paying for to get my butt kicked every, I come over here and I just get murdered. And I still pay for that every month. And Ellie used to say, yeah, but one day this thing's gonna change. One day you're gonna see. One day it's gonna change. And I'm telling you, it does change. It makes such a big difference. And the money that I spent in Jiu-Jitsu of my life, I took 6 hours of private class for Hickson back in the early days. The money I spent with private class and group class is not even a penny what Jiu-Jitsu gave to me as a comfortable, as a rewards. Not even a penny. It was totally unfair. I wish I could go back to Ed and say, no, Ed, I gotta pay 3 times more. It's not right. Because that's exactly what it does. If you stick around long enough to discover the benefits of social improvement, moral improvement, the respect that you get, the more comfortable you are on the streets to deal with somebody who came to talk to you and put you in any kind of uncomfortable situation, you're going to be able to escape that very easy. And you're going to look at that dude and say, dude, I'm being so nice with you, man. I could lose my temper over here and stuff could be completely 10 times worse, but because I got a good Jiu-Jitsu mentality, and I've been training Jiu-Jitsu every day, I come to the mat and all my effort, all my honor, all of my bad nightmares stays on the mat. I go home like a little kid. So I'm here, put up with this stuff here. That's what Jiu-Jitsu gives to us. It is priceless. If you don't quit Jiu-Jitsu, I'll guarantee you. Let me ask, any black belt here ever regret to get your black belt? Any brown belt regret to get your brown belt here? Any purple belt regret to get your purple belt here? Now, you can ask for any single person that quit Jiu-Jitsu if they regret. I can go back to Brazil and I can see people that quit Jiu-Jitsu 50 years ago, they still regret. 50 years later, I see my friends in Brazil, big stomach like this, complete white hair, or white hair, or bald. That's the only way I can find my friends in Rio de Janeiro now. I don't find dark hairs guys anymore. So when you walk in Rio de Janeiro, you see the old bars, the old places, the old areas that we used to hang out. I go there, I have to look for the bald and white hair. Maybe I'll recognize the guy there. So if you guys go to that area and it can happen, I'll guarantee the people who stick with Jiu-Jitsu, the benefit is just incredible. Not just as a social, the way how you feel, the respect, the whole entire package, but how allowed you to grow older, smarter. You have a choice between growing older and be active until your latest day, or grow older and we need help. We need people to feed us, to do things against us, to carry us, to take us somewhere because you get fragile. So Jiu-Jitsu is going to allow you guys to discover leverage with a very fit body. The idea for you guys is to take your fit body and forget about the fit body. Pretend that you have no more muscle in your body whatsoever. Try to do Jiu-Jitsu with no muscle. And if you have 100% muscle, use only 5%. And now what's going to happen is you are mimicking yourself at 9 years old. And when you get 9 years old, guess what? Nothing's going to change. You're going to still be able to move. You're going to still be able to independent. You're going to still be able to do everything by yourself. Because that's the way I saw Helio. Helio, like I said, at 92 he tried to kick my butt. At 95 he was moving good. So that's what Jiu-Jitsu gives to us, and for us to get to avoid or to need to go to this, don't even come close to this strategy. It is a shame because I've been involved in Jiu-Jitsu for more than 50 years, and I've seen a lot of people quit. And everybody has the same thought. I got hurt, I got sore, I got married, my life this, my life that, I changed this, I changed that, but they all have excuse. The key for us is to live your life with no excuse. Live your life proud of what you've done, proud of everything that you put it on, proud of your effort, proud of everything that you put it on the mat and everything else. No excuse. Excuse, what's excuse to do? Nothing, right? So, anyway, let's review one more time this armbar, because that's another. We start one move here and we try to cut up some other stuff here. So, hand on the collar, I tried to go here and I got this, pretty soon I felt the energy right here in my armpit. Right there. When this energy in my armpit, oops, I had the arm here. And guess what? If I have this arm here, somehow this arm is escape. Somehow, I go back to this. So, right, don't get stuck here just with that. So if I'm like this and I feel this arm stuck there, my goal is to slide my right arm and put right here. So that means now if you try to close the distance, I keep it far away. If I'm like this and now you close the distance, and you shift your arm. So now your arm is escaping, now you can pass. If I go here, now you try to escape your arm. So that's how you guarantee the technique without effort, without losing muscle. I put a little piece of bone right here, and my hands are right here on top. So the hands on top is not letting your spine, your skeleton go back. My hand over here doesn't let your spine come forward. So I got your spine exactly what I want, because that's what I want here. I want to disarm. My goal to maintain this arm is to sneak my knee right here, right there, until I can get my foot right here on the hips. When that happens over there, I just lift it. I move. A couple things I can do. I can stretch there. I can pass my leg over and go under the jaw. Look at this. This is always caught here. When I try to catch this arm here, you never go like this. When I try to catch this arm, look at this. I roll, I roll. So anytime like this, don't try to catch. Don't catch the hand. The hand's right there. What you're looking for is to kind of brush like that until you can have your fingers go right to the thumb. When you grab the thumb, the arm is gone. This other hand goes right underneath and you catch like this. C-clamp, hold it. Move it out, and from here you keep your elbows toward you. Just move your pelvis very nicely and slowly on. Very nicely and slowly. Very nicely and slowly. So you got 3 options you can do over here. And of course, down the road, you can make those 3 options be just one. That's when you have a perfect technique. But what you do one option, you do the second option, you do the third option. Now you got 3 options. You always follow those 3 options. And eventually, you do all those together. That's the key for you guys to keep playing Jiu-Jitsu. And it's so simple. Only thing you gotta do is to come to the mat, follow the curriculum, be playful, tap as many times as you can, be social, cordial, don't try to kill each other, don't try to do nothing inappropriate to each other. And my friend, Jiu-Jitsu is gonna skyrocket. And the other thing is gonna happen for you guys, the friendship that you guys develop with Jiu-Jitsu, 50 years from now, 60 years from now, still there. And the true friendships, honestly, you can spend 50 years without seeing the guy. When you see the guy, things come back, you smell the dude, you know who the guy it is. You know who it is. Trust me. It is just a phenomenal thing. And we as a black belt and everybody else here, man, when you see people quit Jiu-Jitsu, it's like not that we're not doing good service, but you could provide so much more for those guys. If those guys stick around, they could be so much more. So the key for you guys, don't get hurt, don't get sore, keep coming back, because Jiu-Jitsu, one day, it's gonna flourish for you guys. And other thing I'm gonna ask you guys, how many of you guys here ever had like a little light moment in Jiu-Jitsu? Like, look at that. We all have that too. We gotta wait for that. Some people quit before the light moment. The light moment when you think start making sense, when everything falls down in a bucket. Oh, Now I understand what you talk about. Jeff's been telling me this for 5 years. I never listened. Now I do. He told me this 5 years ago. But 5 years ago I was not ready to understand that. But now I am. And boom, comes clear. All of us have this. So it's super important for us to make sure that we continue that, because Jiu-Jitsu is a true priceless. It's way far than just a fighting system. It's a lifestyle that change people from inside out. And most important, change the one that needs the most. Is the fragile ones, the female ones, the small ones. Those are the ones that needs the most change. And Jiu-Jitsu can completely leverage those people up. So bring them to the mat, be friendly, because down the road they're gonna be tears. I've seen already tears, unbelievable tears on the mat coming. Start little kids, now they're no longer little kids, they're monsters. And they go after us, man. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and work in the arm bars. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
I'll try.